whatever. So still figuring out some of these technical little glitches here at the AV Vegas studios in Las Vegas. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Shock Illusionist and Sperry. This is the weekly interactive live chat that we do. The strange and unusual show, as we're kind of calling it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up and hearts when the countdown was going on. If you guys still can see and hear me okay, go ahead, hit the thumbs up and the heart one more time so that I can see that everybody can see and hear me okay. Because since I can't obviously hear you, that's how I know that everything, that all is good. So anyways, yeah, so we're back to the regular format after last week when we did like a little short show, a little bit of a short show. So basically, if you're tuning in for the first time or haven't tuned in a while, when I say back to the regular format, pretty much what we're doing is we're going to be talking about conspiracies and the strange and unusual, supernatural, UFOs, all sorts of other fun and crazy weird stuff. Excuse me. Let me have a sip of my my lovely soda beverage, compliments of the AM/PM gas station down the street here in Las Vegas. Today, we're not going coffee, so I don't have a coffee mug to show you guys, but what I did is I made, I think people call this a suicide. That's what we called it when I was growing up. Basically, this is a combination of Sierra Mist, Diet Mountain Dew, and a splash of Hawaiian Punch on a nice, warm day like today in Las Vegas. Nothing can cleanse the palate better than that. I don't know what I'm saying. AM/PM obviously has nothing to do with this. I just wanted to say that anyway. So thanks Rich. Thanks Diana Marie, Dagmar. My mom's in here. Diana, Tom, Magic, Lisa. Thanks all of you for tuning in. Good to see you guys coming back. And yeah, to hang out with me and to hang out with all of us. We got fans and people from all over the world watching this right now, and I appreciate you guys sharing your time with me. So less talk and more rock. We can go ahead and jump on into it. So since it is now Wednesday, we had to postpone again yesterday because we're still tweaking and changing some stuff here in the studio. So I appreciate you guys having the patience and understanding while I kind of figure this stuff out, and for tuning in today as opposed to yesterday. Since this is Wednesday, directly after this, well, not directly after this, but after this stream, I'm done with this show. I'm going to be doing my other stream show that I do with my buddies, the Anti-Gaming Gaming Show. Right there, the Anti-Gaming Gaming Show. We're going to be going live, starting our pre-game warm-ups, if you want to call it that, at about 5:30. Just be sure to follow me, give Anti-Gaming Gaming Show a follow so that you'll be notified when we go live. Follow us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook, but most importantly, check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Anti-Gaming Gaming Show. I know it's a lot, but you've typed out more, I'm sure, when you've searched for weird, pervy stuff anyways. So, if you don't know what the Anti-Gaming Gaming Show is, don't worry. I could try to explain it, but maybe instead I should actually just show you. So here is a quick preview of exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about the Anti-Gaming Gaming Show, and away we go!
Are you tired of the same old, boring Twitch streams? Tired of endlessly scrolling to fulfill your desire for content worthy of your faceballs? Well, my friend, welcome to the Anti-Gaming Gaming Show, Twitch's most outrageous 4-man interactive live game show. Ever wished you could stop stream sniping and ruin your streamer's game in a new way? The Anti-Gaming Gaming Show has just the thing for you. Submit challenges to the squad live, in the heat of battle, in order to squash their chances of winning. The Anti-Gaming Gaming Show is like crack for your eyeballs. Except it's not crack. Tune in to the Anti-Gaming Gaming Show to join in on all the fun and chaos. Visit www.antigaminggamingshow.com for more information. Are you tired?
So yeah, so that gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. And Donna, yeah, it's sounding a little rough today. Try some warm lemonade. Yeah, that actually is. I remember you told me that recipe when we were at Starbucks in Chicago, and it actually does help. It actually does help. So that's the. So anyways, instead of just flying past that, if anybody has a sore throat or anything like that, Donna Forbis has a really great recipe with some warm lemonade. Not necessarily it has to come from Starbucks, but it actually works. And I have it still written down. I think you wrote it on the back of an envelope or something. But anyway, so if you guys ever have a sore throat, hit up Donna Forbis. She's the home remedy master, master lady. In other fun news, I can't really say too much about this. There's a lot that I need to share, especially since last week we did had to do a short. Well, we didn't have to. Let's be real. We didn't have to, but we chose to do a shorter show. So Eric Stevens drinking apple juice right now. Well, that's it. Are you drinking it in your high chair with your sippy cup? And eating some dried Cheerios and getting them all over your face and stuck in your beard. Love you, Eric. Eric Stevens in the chat. He's actually a really great magician. He does some really amazing stuff. If you go ahead and check him out on Instagram, he posts some videos of some really visual things that are crazy. So it doesn't matter if you don't speak English, but I guess if you don't speak English, you don't know that I'm telling you to go see Eric Stevens' videos. So why am I saying that at all? Who cares? Keep it moving, Dan. So lots of stuff to get through. One of the things that I wanted to share and talk about, I can't talk too much about it today, but this little label right here, this fancy little label that you can't really read, but it's meant to be that way. It says Dan Sperry Mystery Box. That's something new that's going to be coming to dansperrystore.com. So obviously I can't talk too much about it, but soon, by the end of the month, hopefully we'll have everything together, everything ready for it, where if you guys go to dansperrystore.com, you'll be able to pick up a mystery box as well as other cool stuff like this that you can get. T-shirts, dog tag necklaces, magic tricks, all sorts of cool stuff like that. So check it out, dansperrystore.com. Keep an eye on that. Like I said, though, we talk about conspiracies and things like that here that I find interesting and that fascinate me and that I've looked up and try to keep an eye on. One thing that I came across during this quarantine that is now, thank God, finally being lifted, and we're able to actually go back out and act like, normal interactive people, well, for the most part. So, you sit down, like people watching Tiger King, you start looking up, all sorts of different things, and I came across an interesting conspiracy that I'm very fascinated by. I've seen both sides of this story, and I'm going to need your help for this. Those of you in the chat, I'm going to need your help for this. If my mom is still watching, she'll remember this. She used to take me to Chuck E. Cheese all the time growing up. There was a Chuck E. Cheese across the street from our house, and she would take me there, and I'd play skee ball and air hockey and all those things, and collect the tickets, collect like 5,000 million tickets just so that I could get a pair of plastic vampire teeth or something like that. But the conspiracy that I've looked up and stumbled across, and maybe you guys have seen this too, is that Chuck E. Cheese recycles their pizza. And that there's been these photos and things coming out where people have posted when they've gone to Chuck E. Cheese and ordered a pizza, the slices don't match. Like they don't match up or anything like that. Yes, Lisa, across the street. This is back when Chuck E. Cheese was first getting started, and they were in some pretty obscure places, like a little mini mall. There was a little mini mall across the street, and that's where the Chuck E. Cheese was that I went to. So back to our regularly scheduled program. So what they do is they send they send you your pizza when you order it, and the slices don't match up. So we have a picture of it. Do I bring up the picture, or you got it? It's there. Okay, it's there. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. If you guys can kind of see and notice, and look it up. Just Google image search Chuck E. Cheese pizza conspiracy. And you'll notice that the slices don't match up. It's like they cut it and then took slices away and then put slices back. So the theory is that when you order a pizza at Chuck E. Cheese, you eat some slices or whatever, or if you're there for like a birthday party event or something like that, you know, you have some pizza and whatever, and then you leave, right? Unless you take the pizza to go. But if you don't, you leave it behind, and then they clear your table. They take it to the back, and then they put it in the fridge or something like that. Or maybe they just drape a napkin or a paper towel over the pie. I don't know. And then when the next person orders a pizza, then they're like, what kind do we need? Oh, it's a pepperoni. Do we have it? Well, we got 4 slices of pepperoni. We can just put those together. We'll get some spare slices of cheese and shove those on there. Slap some pepperonis. Throw it in the oven for 30 seconds. They won't know the difference. Like, look it up. It's a legit thing. So if anybody in the chat watching live right now has ever worked at Chuck E. Cheese, like, or is currently working at Chuck E. Cheese, or if you know somebody, because I've seen both sides of this story where some people have said like, oh no, I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, it's never happened, or I work at Chuck E. Cheese and it definitely happens. I don't know either way, because I don't know who these people are, but if you have, let me know in the comments right now. Yes, Barbara, seriously, this is the thing that people are theorizing is true. Okay, Marine, right here. That was one of my son's first jobs. They never did that at his. Any food left at the end of the day was either taken home by the employees or thrown out. Right, at the end of the day. At the end of the day. But throughout the day, what are they doing with it? Like, are you telling me right now that they didn't do that at your son's Chuck E. Cheese, but yet they still got to keep pizza at the end of the day? So were they harvesting and hoarding this pizza and keeping it throughout the day? Or is it just like the last 2, 4, 9 customers like that left some pizza, that's the pizza they took home? Or were they harboring and hoarding this pizza, reserving it throughout the day, and then at the end of the day, they get to take home this recycled pizza? End of the day. Well, whatever. You know tricks. You know what I'm talking about. You know, at the end of the day, was either taken home by the employees or thrown out. At the end of the at closing time. I'm sure that doesn't mean at the end of the shift. Or did you mean at the end of the shift? Ziggy Clark, never happened at any I worked at. Okay, Ziggy was a general manager and assistant manager. Sorry. Art school, graduate. Only retail job I worked was Hot Topic at Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois. At 5 different locations. Okay, Ziggy Clark, just asking, Joey Simpson's in the chat. Lead singer Kissy Candace, also a member of the Anti-Gaming Gaming Show. Give him all the pizza. He'd eat it anyways. He'd eat pizza even if it was covered in rat shit, probably. I don't know. Barbara, I wish there was a Chuck E. Cheese in Germany. You would instantly order some pizzas. Check it out. Okay. Well, all right. So Ziggy says, never happened. All right. That's cool. Never happened. Then Ziggy, as the general manager, would you let pizza leave to tables looking like this? Or like, could you explain, why does it look like so disgentled? I don't doubt it's happened at some bad locations like in Detroit. Okay, well, maybe Jesus Christ. You know? Good Lord. But we going there. Maybe not there, but maybe in the St. Cloud, Minnesota location, they probably recycled pizza. I don't know. Avery Pearl, nice setup. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in and checking it out. So Ziggy says no, but Ziggy, we still don't have an explanation for why these pizza slices are so disheveled and nothing lines up. Is this the conspiracy then? Are there angry employees maybe at the Chuck E. Cheese that cut the pizza and then mix around the slices just to get people to start this conspiracy of that they are recycling the pizza, but they're actually not? You see what I'm saying? Is this what's happening? I don't know. This is something that needs to get looked into. Crystal Long, St. Cloud, I can see it. Well, I could definitely see it now, but like in the 90s I couldn't, I couldn't see that happen, but definitely now, because sad to say, St. Cloud looks like a picked scab off your knee when you fall off the swing set in the playground, and then your knee gets that weird scab, and then you pick it off, and it just looks gross. That's what unfortunately St. Cloud has turned into, in my opinion. But still a lot of friends and family that live there, so much love to them. It's just the city itself has turned into an armpit IMO. Katie Taylor McRae, coronavirus came from these pizzas. You're probably not wrong. But anyways, enough about pizza, because Joey's going to get hungry, and then we're going to lose even more viewers. And he has to get ready for Anti-Gaming Gaming Show tonight. Also, in some interesting news, the new Anti-Conjuror story time went up. This was the week where I debuted a book by my buddy Chris Grimley. He's the guy that's made my logo. You've probably heard me talk about his art before. I mentioned him last week. We did the reading of Wicked Nursery Rhymes, a couple clips from Chris Grimley's Wicked Nursery Rhymes Book 1. If you guys, even if you don't have kids or anything like that, check out this book. Check out Chris's other books. Check out his art. It's really, really great stuff. Really creative writing as well in how he's rewritten like Little Miss Muffet. So this week I read Little Miss Muffet and I read Fuzzy Wuzzy. So if you go to my YouTube, youtube.com/Dan Sperry official, that's where you can see the latest version of the Anti-Conjuror Storytime, as well as past episodes and other just magic stuff that I post and other weird randomness and etc. I try to categorize them as best I can in the channel, to the best of my ability, at least. Anyways, Rich A. Plant, thanks for all the storytelling. Thanks. I'm glad you guys liked it. Brittany Carter really enjoyed the nursery rhymes. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys liked it. Those of you that have watched and seen and have enjoyed the Anti-Conjuror Storytime, hit the thumbs up in the viewer there, whatever that's called, the thumbs up icon. So I know that you guys are still into this sort of thing, because it was something that I started during the lockdown. A lot of things came out of this lockdown, and so I'm still going to go with it. I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. And there's actually children's books that you as fans have written and sent to me to read, and if any of you guys have written children's books of any kind, they don't have to be weird puns or spins or anything on classic nursery rhymes. I did a book 2 weeks ago that was called Yellow Socks for Purple Monsters, which was sent to me by a fan. I have another book coming out next week. I think we're going to try to get it out next week, that I read, that was also written by a fan. So if you guys are authors or have friends that are authors, I'd be more than happy to read their book to help promote it and get the word out about that. Also, speaking of reading, I'm excited to announce that I'm working with a public library system in Illinois. I don't want to give too much away just yet. Donna, I know you're in the chat still watching, but I don't want to give away too much yet. I'm going to talk more about that next week, because I want to get some of these videos for it in the kitty, like they say. But that's something that I just wanted to share that really doesn't necessarily directly affect any of you guys, but using my time and talents this summer to help and give back to a summer reading program at a public library. We're playing Jerry Kaufman. What did I miss? What's going on? Everybody slow down. Is it too late for the magic challenge? What, Rich? Why did you make a video from the challenge last week? If you did, email me a link right now, info@dansperry.com. Email me a link to it, and we'll see if somehow we can make a sneak attack of this to highlight it. That's great. If that's what you're talking about, man, that's awesome. Thanks for participating in that. I was a little surprised nobody actually put up a video after the challenge last week. I thought I would at least get one. But did anybody, shout out in the comment section right now in the chat, did anybody do the challenge of the teach a trick that I did last week, where I taught you guys the card trick there, and then did you show it to anybody and share it? Because I challenged you guys to show it to just one person, and if you felt comfortable to film it and put it up online. Yeah, right, Avery. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll sign anything. All you have to do is there's a little note section. So if you order something from dansperrystore.com, you want it autographed or whatever, just put a note in the comment note section upon checkout. You did it in front of a cat. Well, I guess that's fine. Not really a person, but that's fine. But anyways, anti-conjuror story time, new episodes every Sunday. But also, speaking of homework, that was kind of the homework that I talked about last week. Speaking of homework, this homework is something that we do every week, where I give you guys a little challenge and something to do. 2 weeks ago, we talked about Adventures in Babysitting, one of my favorite movies when I was growing up. I loved Adventures in Babysitting, and since we're not really, since things got a little disheveled. Things got a little disheveled, I guess you could say. So where is the Adventures in Babysitting? Is it on the right-hand side? Oh, I remember how to make this work. But there it is. Adventures in Babysitting. I know how to work these things. Nope, I don't. Yep, I do. So Adventures in Babysitting. This was one of my favorite movies growing up. This was one of the ones that I had said for the homework, but because we changed things up last week, you know what? We're just going to pretend it never happened. It never happened. So just go watch Adventures in Babysitting anyways. Great film, great piece of film, great movie. So we're just going to ignore that. And instead, we're going to go into our other homework that we're going to revamp, which also brings up a conspiracy as well. Nothing to do with pizza. Spoiler alert. Nothing to do with pizza. This is something a little bit different. So with that being said, we're going to go into this week's homework. I guess we got it on the big screen. We got it on a big screen right now. So this is this week's homework. We're going to be viewing and watching The Shining, which is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite horror movies. This was really the first horror movie I watched when I was a kid, and something that I stumbled across when I was looking up things about The Shining and some of the conspiracies and things within it. You've probably seen, like, if you've seen Room 237. This is a very famous documentary about The Shining and things that Stanley Kubrick had hidden in The Shining. A great documentary. I really recommend looking it up and checking it out. But there's a different, sort of different conspiracy that I've stumbled across in The Shining. So for next week, everybody watch The Shining just because it's a great movie. And also watch The Shining and keep in mind that there's a new theory that I stumbled across that there actually are no ghosts in The Shining. Hear me out. This, first of all, you gotta keep in mind this pertains just to the film. This is just to the Stanley Kubrick film. This is not having anything to do with the book. This is not having anything to do with anything Stephen King directly. This is based off of Stanley Kubrick's thoughts and theories and the way he interpreted the book into this amazing piece of film that it is. But the conspiracy theory and the whole thought about this is that there are no ghosts in The Shining. There are Laughing Kahuna, Aloha. I think that must mean we have Kozak. Close your eyes in the chat. Everybody, that's Kozak coming in from Twitch, watching us on Twitch. What's up, Koz? Everybody go to twitch.tv/laughingkahuna and check out what Kozak's up to over on Twitch. That's .com or .tv. It should be twitch.tv, whatever. So the theory that I was talking about with The Shining, that there are no ghosts, is that, like, so just hear me out. So there's no ghosts. It's there. What Jack is seeing and what Danny is seeing and what Wendy is seeing is their own projections of Shining. Wendy doesn't shine. She doesn't have the Shining. But Jack does. But he doesn't know it. So when he's sober and not drinking, that means he's susceptible to Danny shining and projecting things that Jack experiences. If you're still with me, click the thumbs up. Click the thumbs up if you're still with me. So Jack shines. This is the idea. Jack shines. Jack has the shining, but he doesn't know it because nobody told him. Nobody told Jack what the shining is and what it means and how he can control it, etc. It was Halloran that explained this to Danny because as far as Jack and Wendy are concerned, Danny is talking to his invisible friend, Tony. As far as Danny is concerned, he doesn't understand why these things are happening. He doesn't understand these visions and being able to sort of not spy, eavesdrop. He's eavesdropping when Jack goes to the interview. When Jack goes to the interview at the hotel, and they're talking about the tragedy of what happened with Grady, the owner guy, he says like we only had that one tragedy. So it's like, well, where did all these dead people come from? Where did all these ghosts come from that are, at the party or at the bar? Like, you telling me that they all, died and that's where they all died at the hotel when the hotel never had any sort of, real tragedy except when Grady went crazy and killed his family. So what's happening is Danny is projecting these things onto Jack because Jack is sober. He's seeing them and experiencing them and not understanding that it's The Shining and that Danny is behind it. And that's what sends him into this madness. And all Jack wants to do is get away and escape. That's why he wanted to go to the mountain so he could write his book. But as he's being tormented by Danny, that's why he starts going crazy. If you look, one of the things I can't believe, for as many times as I've seen The Shining, I can't believe that I even missed this, in that when Jack is typing, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, this very famous moment in the in the film, it's actually mistakenly written several times where it says all work and no play makes Jack adult boy. So what it's saying is all work and no play means Jack has to be an adult. Jack doesn't want to work. He wants to play. He wants to release. And right, Brittany, yeah, makes so much sense. Yeah. And he wants to escape, but these responsibilities of the hotel aren't allowing him, even though Wendy is helping because Jack's trying to write, but Jack can't write his book because Danny is so bored and scared. Okay, Barbara, perfect. How do you explain he's in the old photo in the hallway we see at the end? Because what we see how we see Jack in the film, Jack Nicholson playing Jack Torrance, that's not what Jack really looks like. We don't know what Jack Torrance really looks like. We're seeing the projection that Jack saw. So Jack shining himself saw that photo when he first got to the Overlook. So when Jack first arrived at the Overlook, this is, out of frame, or, this happened. This is all theory, remember? So the theory is that this happened when Jack gets to the Overlook. We don't see it, but it's theorized that it happened. Jack gets to the Overlook, and before the film picks up with Jack at the Overlook, he has seen that photo already, and he saw that guy that we assume is Jack, because that's all we know until the end. He sees that guy, and he wants to be that guy. He wants to be partying and having a good time and with his friends and people around him. So he's projected that. And so the theory is we don't know what Jack looks like, because that's not what Jack looks like. Jack adapted that and basically wore it like a mask throughout the whole movie. So Boom, roasted. I don't know, but that's just a theory. Again, just a theory, but there's so much more. If you look up on YouTube, no ghosts in The Shining, it actually lays it out very convincingly. It makes a lot of sense. So this week's homework, you're gonna watch, you're gonna watch The Shining and keep an eye on it, as there are no ghosts in The Shining. And get excited. Oh, that's exactly what you thought. Oh, well, there you go. Barbara, you're a genius. So that's the theory. Now, moving on, to switch into, okay, Steve, all right, let's go. Let's not move on. Let's go. What about when Wendy is running from Jack? Doesn't she see different ghosts? Yes, she does. That is Danny projecting those ghosts with Shining. Because Wendy, when she goes and sees the skeletons, that is one of the weirdest points in the movie The Shining, where you see these skeletons covered in cobwebs and whatever. It looks like they're the skeletons out of the ride Pirates of the Caribbean. It's all these, old skeletons covered in the cobwebs and all of that. This is something that is the most, it's been said that it's the most cartoonish, most juvenile, ooga booga booga booga, scary, scary thing of the Shining. And that is because that is Danny projecting that and with Shining to Wendy to prevent her from going that direction as she's running away. Danny is trying to basically steer Wendy through the hotel, right, to get to safety, to get to Danny, and because he's not right there to tell Wendy, no, Mom, don't go over there. Dad's over there, and he's got an axe, and he's gonna get you, And so that's Danny trying to project something that he, as a 5-year-old kid, would imagine would be scary and terrifying. And obviously it worked, because Shelley Duvall was just terrifying in general in that movie. I'm sure she's a sweet lady, and it's very sad what happened to her and how she's losing her her wits a bit as she's gotten older now. If you've seen any of those interviews, it's rough to watch, tough to watch, that's for sure. But yeah, so that's the theory, Steve, is that Danny was projecting that in order to steer Wendy in where to go. Very interesting stuff. But yeah, look up The Shining, no ghosts, watch The Shining as part of the homework. But anyways, moving on. What about the Illusionist movie? How did he get the spirit to appear? That's a great movie. Yes, Avery, that's not a bad movie. Not a bad movie, but I don't know, because I've only seen it once. And I don't really remember a whole lot about it, to be honest. Yeah, but maybe I'll have to watch that again. But now steering away from that, getting back into magic. This is a segment that I've been doing a couple times, and the response has been pretty good. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but this is a thing that I call old school magic. This old school magic is where I like to talk about and feature different older magicians that at least have influenced me in the past. And that saying, we all stand on the shoulders of giants. These are people that I think are worthy of getting mentioned, and most of the time people have not even heard of. People have not even heard of. Oh, Donna, play nice. Yep. But yep. But so this is a guy from Chicago, famous Chicago close-up magician. His name is Don Allen. He's a guy that I really liked watching, a guy that influenced me a lot. Really great, really talented dude. And this is a clip of a routine, of a magic routine that he's been known for, famous for a long time. This is probably from, I want to say, maybe the 70s. I honestly didn't get the date on this, but it's older. It's like from the 70s, so it's at least in color. Wait, Norm Nielsen's video was in color. Never mind. Norm was in color, so this is not the first video that's in color. I think this is the second video that's in color. But anyways, we're going to roll the Don Allen clip right now. Watch this. This is really great. Sit back, relax, watch Don Allen, and enjoy this.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Don Allen?
guys folks have joined us, and they have no more idea what we're going to do.
Than I do.
So, now let me explain first. We're going to have a lot of fun, but first we have to do these damn tricks. Very important. Would you do me a favor, sir? I'd like you to step inside there, walk around, and make sure the door is high. Is it empty, sir? It is. Very good. Pretty lady over here, I'd like to take a little peek. Is it empty? I sold the pencils. I'm sorry about that. No. You can see inside the little cup. Beside that, I have a little ball, which is a handicap, but I do the best I can. Would you take the little ball, put it inside the cup? That's fun? Want to do that again? You came for fun. I want you to have fun. Yeah. If I shake that up and down, put that little ball in my pocket, I'm going to put the ball back under the cup. It's like a game. You're not supposed to see how it's done. So when I take it out, it'll come back, but you won't. You understand that?
Yeah.
I'll start at the beginning if you don't understand. Now.
I'm confused already, but go on.
These are tricks. They're tricks.
Yeah, I know.
Put the ball in the cup, sir. When I do that, if you keep one eye on the cup, one eye on my hand. No, you missed the ball. I'll do that again for you. Put the ball in the cup, sir. Now, this is the part of the game that you follow. When I do that, I lie a lot. Did you see it go in my pocket? Where do you think it is? Guess it.
I don't know. It's under there.
No. Had you said my pocket, then it'd be under the cup. You don't understand. It doesn't make any difference. See, when I do that, if you say it's here, I'll tell you it's here. If it's here, it'll be there. I have two of them. Bigger than the other, but you have to have both. Keep the ball up in your hand. Does it feel solid?
It feels very solid. It's a tennis ball.
Did you see the ball get under the cup?
No.
You missed the second ball. On a bad day, John McEnroe can put those back. And has many times. May I ask you a question, sir? What is your favorite public holiday, sir?
Christmas.
Christmas, that's good. Would you agree, or do you have a different one? Do you have Halloween?
So that's a clip of Don Allen. Definitely check him out. You can look up his stuff on YouTube and see some other great clips of him from different TV shows and different sort of old bootleg stuff. He's got really great material and really old school, classy kind of guy, and someone, like I said, that I took influence from quite a bit, and someone that's really respected in Magic. And like most in all of these old school Magic guys, unfortunately, Don Allen passed away. But if you do ever get to make it to Chicago, or if you're around Chicago and can get to a place called the Chicago Magic Lounge, there's a guy there that has also been a magician that I've watched since I was a kid, and his name is Jeff Bibick. He usually works behind the bar at the Chicago Magic Lounge. He is probably, I would say, a very close second reincarnation or whatever, as close to Don Allen as you're going to get in Chicago. Jeff Bibick, check him out. Really great sleight of hand close-up guy, really funny. He's awesome. Now, speaking of Magic again, and carrying on with Magic, big news. Big news. You're hearing it here first, folks. This is the place where I'm going to announce it first before any other time. I did sort of hint to this a couple times over the past few weeks as far as like getting ready for upcoming shows, public shows and tours and things like that. And we have signed the first date. I have a date, a city, location for my next tour in Germany. And that's going to be coming up in 2021 because that's the way things are working right now. But you know what? Booked and blessed. I'm totally cool with it. I'm totally excited for it. This is the new tour. This is the new show coming up. It's called Distorted Sorcery. We're going to be doing this in 2021. December 4th, 2021 in Schleswig in Norden, Germany is where you can catch me with my new show, Distorted Sorcery. Coming to Germany, so keep an eye on my Instagram later today as I announce it officially there, as well as links to where you can get tickets. It's going to be through Eventim and things like that. So that's it, and that's a really weird image. We're going We're going Full Metal Weird this time. Full Metal Weird. Super unnatural. So, yeah. Super excited about that. Finally, you know, we've been talking about it. I've had a lot of help from folks in Germany to give me an opportunity to come back and to work with me on putting this together, to release this and get the information out as quickly as we could and get the shows going and booked as quickly as we could. And that's it. Yeah, so that's it. Going back to Germany. Super excited about that. Any words on Black Magic Wednesday coming back? Unfortunately, nothing yet because it's still a lot of rules going on. Still a lot of rules and different stuff like that as to what we can do, how many people, because right now the Griffin can only have 50 Personen, Leute, in the bar at a time, and they're not even opening the back room yet, the little secret back room where I've done the show at the Griffin. Unfortunately, I can't open yet. However, if you are finding yourself through Hawaii, go to the Big Island, Kona, and see Laughing Kahuna's show, Kozak, see his show, konakozy.com, Konakozy, konakozy.com. Check out his show, because at least he's open. Somebody had to open, and we're not just talking about his mouth. Smile like a donut. And so his show is up and running. Great comedy magic show on the Big Island there in Kona. He also has a tiki gallery that's got really cool, like, carved tiki stuff, and all local artists too, I think, right, Coz? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's all local artists, so it's a really great shop to support that sort of thing, so definitely check that out if you ever find yourself going through Kona. So with that being said, too, talking about magic and watching magic and stuff like that, let's do some magic. So this is where I'm going to do the whole little thing that I call, you know, little new magic time. So get excited. Okay. So, see, production, we got the fog running, we got full production value coming here. Right, okay, cool, yeah. Kozak says, yes, all local artists, so definitely check it out. You can see pictures of the stuff, too, on his Facebook, konakozy.com. So, right now, we're going to jump over to this cam to do some new magic. This is something that I'm going to do with the bicycle deck that has peacock feathers on it, thanks to my friends at the Peacock Theater down in Texas sending me this, as well as some other cool stuff during the quarantine lockdown. This is sort of an explanation. It's sort of an explanation of if you guys have playing cards, if you play cards, bridge, or, you know, whatever, solitaire, you probably get a deck of cards. You've had this happen where you get a deck of cards, and then after a while, you start losing cards. You realize you don't have a full deck, so you can't finish your game. You have trouble finishing your game or dealing with stuff like that. The reason that happens is because, believe it or not, there are cannibals in a deck of cards. They get really bored. If you don't work with them enough, if you don't play cards enough, they get bored, they get hungry, and then they turn on each other. Sound familiar? So this is... These are the cannibals. These are the cannibals in a deck of cards. That's what the K stands for. Waka waka. Yes, okay, Coz, don't fuck up. now I probably will. But I've had plenty of coffee and my Super Beats protein powder today, so natural caffeine, so hopefully I won't have the shakes. So that's what the K stands for. And as cannibals, what do cannibals eat? Well, they eat people. They eat people. So the deck represents the jungle of cards and the people. So we need some people. I'm just going to take some randoms here. I'm going to take the 10 of spades, the 3 of hearts, the jack of clubs. These are the people, right? These are the people. 10 of spades, 3 of hearts, jack of clubs. These are our people. The deck is the jungle. The kings are the cannibals. So this is how it works. When you're not looking, when you throw them into a drawer or whatever, like I said, the cannibals, right, they band together in their tribe and they play the drums and they, light the fire and play ukabuka or whatever. And then they band together. There, why was that so hard? They band together like a mouth. See how this makes a mouth? And they travel around and they sneak up on the first person and they smell, ooh, it's the 10 of spades. And when their back is turned, they jump on them, and they take them, and they pounce, and then they beat them up, and they chew them up, and they chew and they chew. And then when they're done, they roll over on their backs, they rub their bellies because they're so full, and then they burp. Listen, that was them burping. And then the first one was the 10 of spades. 10 of spades completely goes away. It's all gone. It got eaten all up. This also is a little callback to The Shining, because if you remember, Danny talks about cannibalism and asking about cannibalism in The Shining. So here we go with the mouth, you know, the cannibal mouth. They're still hungry, so num 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 num. They had their appetizer. Now time for the main course, the 3 of hearts. When the 3 of hearts has its back turned, they jump on him too, and they take the 3 of hearts and they put them in their little tribe, and they chew and they chew and they eat them up, and they cut them up into pieces and cook them over the fire and blah blah blah. Then they roll over on their backs. They rub their bellies because they're all full, and they burp. And then they spread out, and they lay out in the sun, and you can see the 3. The 3's gone as well. No 3, no 10, no nothing, all gone. But that was just the main course. Now it's time for everybody's favorite dessert, because the kings are still hungry, right? So for dessert, we have the Jack of Clubs. Again, just like normal, when the Jack of Clubs isn't looking, right? They actually take him, and they're going to chew him up and eat him all the way up too, right? So you got to keep your eye on the Jack of Clubs. He goes inside. They jump on him. Yum, 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 yum. They roll over on their backs. They rub their bellies, and they burp like that. And they spread out on the beach, wherever the cannibals live, on the beach, on the island. And the Jack's gone too. And all of the people have been eaten, and they are all gone. All 3 people are gone. That was shit. All 3 people are gone. And but there's a problem. There's a problem. That was a 3-course meal, and the kings are still hungry. All in the jungle. They're out of people. They're out of people in the jungle. No more people, even though I'm holding them. There's no more people left in the jungle. So what does that mean? That means the kings have to now cannibalize each other. This is getting real educational here. So the kings have to come together, and they're going to cannibalize each other, right? So first one to go is the King of Diamonds. Nobody really likes the King of Diamonds. So they jump on him, and they chew on him, and they eat him up, and they swallow him, and you can see the King of Diamonds goes away. No more King of Diamonds. That just leaves the King of Hearts, the King of Spades, and the King of Clubs, because the King of Diamonds is gone. So they all get together. Next one to go, King of Hearts. Nobody likes the King of Hearts. He gets chewed up, and you can actually listen. That's not burping. That's the bones crunching. I know, very graphic. He's gone too. That now just leaves the King of Spades, and that leaves the King of Clubs. That's it. They're getting all eaten up. If you look really close, you can actually see they're getting a little fatter now. They're getting bigger, plumper, if you will. The last one is the King of Spades. You'd think that'd be the one to survive the longest, but it's not. It's the King of Clubs. He chews them up, and that leaves just the King of Clubs. He's the only lone survivor of all of the kings. However, if you cut the king open, see, it's a joke. If you cut him open, you'll notice down in the center, down in his belly, you can see that there are the other kings down in his belly, and inside the belly of those kings, you can see is the little person that was chewed up. Remember the Jack of Clubs? He's in there, all chewed up. Along with the other kings is the 10 of Spades, and all chewed up with the other kings is the 3 of Hearts. Ooh, magic show. Yep. So that's a little lesson on why cards disappear if you don't use them enough. So if you're not playing your little bridge or your pinochle or whatever, they're going to get eaten, and they're going to eat each other, and it's just going to be chaos, and it's going to be, cats and dogs, mass hysteria. So yeah, magic show. That's the little magic time. Now we're going to jump into one other section here. This is one that a lot of people like to submit to. This is the one where we get a little weird. We analyze some things, usually things that are UFO and alien related, but it could be any sort of supernatural or unexplainable footage if you have it. Bigfoot and alien, whatever. This is where we do This Week in UFOs. So this is a video that that was actually recently uploaded. It's another Orby video, and if you've watched the show before, right, Barbara, you're gonna eat all your cards before they eat me. Go for it, do it up, go for it. Totally. So this was another Orby video. This is another Orby type video. It was taken in Winslow Township in Camden County, New Jersey. If anybody in the chat or anybody watching this is from there or that area and actually can confirm that this happened, maybe you saw this video, I don't know, or have any connection to it. Real quick, please tell us how to get your coffee. Jerry, you go to zombie-java.com, but it's on hold. Zombie Java is on hold right now because I haven't gotten everything back yet. Just because of after the break-in happened, then I was busy doing shows, then I was on tour, then COVID. It's been a nightmare trying to get my coffee back up and running. But hopefully this summer, it's on the to-do list. I'm really trying to get the Zombie Java stuff back up and running. You're not the only one that's been asking about it. So just keep following me on Instagram at Dan Sperry, and I will definitely try to get on top of that as soon as possible, and that's where you will get to know. So anyway, right, yeah, Marine, right, we're going to start talking about the aliens and stuff, and this is when the Wi-Fi usually goes out. But so if anybody in the chat is from Winslow Township in Camden County, New Jersey, let me know, or anybody around there. This was posted June 3rd on OVNI Vids. This is the video of these Orby, I guess, yeah, Orby aliens, these Orbies. Where is the clip? So we're going to roll this clip. Check this out. Watch these orbs make a triangle. If you've seen the show before and watched it, like I said, you know my suspicions of orbs, but have a look at this, and then let's have a think on it as well. So anyway, so there's a clip. You can see the photo behind me here of a screen grab of these orbs. Okay, Jerry, you're from Essex County, New Jersey. Not aware of this. Well, it's like I said, supposedly that's where it was. Supposedly it was filmed. Right, Donna, high altitude Eric Clapton, Tony Clifton, Tony Chang. I don't know. But you say high-altitude aircraft flying in formation. I guess at that high of an altitude, they would be flying fast. They'd be flying fast, but to us down here, it would look slower. Marine, it looks too high to be helicopters, and I didn't see any blinking, really. I didn't see any blinking lights. I was wondering, again, is this like drone-type stuff? Again, I always go back to drones, but I could see, you know, a drone thing like this, because how do you sustain that, what do you call it? How do you sustain that speed, you know, because we don't know how high up they are. Maybe they're in the jet stream thing, it's called, I think, and maybe they're in the jet stream. Maybe there's wind up there, but how do they stay in formation if it's something like a weather balloon or anything like that? You know, some balloons with some glow sticks attached to it. Who knows, right? But how do they stay in that formation? I mean, you know, they're not really kind of going all cattywampus. They're staying relatively together. This one, like I said before, with anything orbs, I always start thinking like, you know, balloons or drones or something like that. And usually where my head goes to right out of the gate, is that it's some kind of hoax. It just seems like any Orby light like that is the easiest thing to fake. However, for one of the first times, I'm going to be honest, this one I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Some of the past ones that we've watched, I haven't been that convinced. I'm not saying I'm convinced this time either, but what I am saying is this one has me really questioning what we're looking at here. I'm really not sure, and I don't think it's satellites. I don't think it's low Earth satellites or anything like that. Where did my envelope go? Oh, here it is. Because we need that to get ready for the next thing. So I don't know if, I really don't think it's satellites. Like I said, I don't believe it's satellites. I don't believe it's anything like that. I think this one I got a weird feeling. This one seems interesting to me. This one's interesting. So if you guys have any experience with this, if you have any, okay, Donna, we have, not all aircraft lights blink. We have an Air National Guard base near us, and they fly past all the time, day and night. And does it look like that? Like, I mean, when you see it at night too, does it look like that? Do they glow like that? Do they maintain a speed like that? And I mean, I guess you said in formation, so that would make sense. But yeah, I think this one has me curious. This one has me curious. So, yeah, anyways, this is where, though, we're going to move on. If you guys have any video of anything strange and unusual, any sources that you find, I have my sources that I always try to search out, really interesting videos to share each week. If there's any that you guys see or any that you guys find and want to send them to me, you can send them to me, info@dansperry.com, and I'm happy to check them out and would love to share them on the stream and give you a shout out. So, Jesus. And so if we keep going here, this is where I always share this towards the end of each week. This is where we take a moment and I give something to you guys where I teach you how to do a magic trick. This is a magic trick that I'm going to show you how to do in this segment that we call Teach a Trick Time. So, teach a trick time. That's right. This is where I teach you guys how to do easy magic tricks, things that you can do with stuff around the house with like no real time and practice put in. And this is one that I'm going to share with you. I didn't have a big enough envelope, but you're going to need a couple things, like I said, things that you can find around the house. What I have inside this envelope, the paper was too big to seal the envelope, so I made a prediction. What I did before the stream, before any of this got shown to you right now, before I went live, I took a piece of paper, I closed my eyes, I looked up to the sky, closed my eyes, and had a premonition. And I had a premonition, and I wrote down a prediction, and I sealed it inside the envelope. No, I didn't. No, I didn't seal it inside the envelope. Boy, that's called patter, because it's not real. So I put it in the envelope, and, oh God. Get on with it. And I put it in the envelope. So prediction in the envelope, written on the paper. I closed my eyes, wrote down a prediction, put it in the envelope, folded it up, blah, 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 right? So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to start dealing down cards. The same deck, you can see they're all different. All the cards are different. Regular bicycle deck has just got peacock feathers on it, on the back. So, oh, thanks, Donna. This week's shirt. Thanks to Invisible Threads. This is Invisible Threads right here. You can get them at shop.invisiblethreads.com. They got all sorts of cool shirts and kind of spoof and silly inspired shirts. There's a new shirt that Andrew sent me a picture of just a couple days ago, and it's a new one that's coming out. And it's cool. It's cool. If you're into magic, if you're into gambling, if you're into vaudeville or anything like that, they have some great stuff. They also do, they have really amazing magic kits that they put out. They put out the Penn and Teller magic kit and several others. But anyway, so, sorry. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Here we go. Regular deck of cards. I'm going to start dealing the cards down one at a time onto the table. Whoever says stop, whoever's the first person to say stop in the chat, that's where I'm going to stop. Boring. All right, thank you, Tony. Jesus Christ. All right, so stop right there. We're going to mark where Tony said stop with the envelope, so you know that I can't touch the cards. I can't mess with them. If somebody would have said stop at a different time, it would have been at the 6 of hearts. It could have been at the ace of hearts. It could have been at the 8 of hearts. Why are these all hearts? Jack of spades. It doesn't matter. It could have been any of these, but you stopped here. Now, remember, this card is where you said stop. I'm going to get rid of these. This is where you wanted to stop. Told me to stop. I could have stopped anywhere as I was dealing. We stopped at the 8 of clubs. The 8 of clubs was the card that you stopped at. And if you remember, like I said, inside this envelope is the only thing in the envelope is this piece of paper. Before this started, I took this piece of paper. Before you told me to stop dealing down, I closed my eyes and just looked up and had this premonition. And I wrote down my prediction of a playing card, which if you look, it says the 8 of clubs. See it? Remember, I said I had my eyes shut, but that says the 8 of clubs. Remember, I said I closed my eyes and I looked up and that's what I drew. I had my eyes shut, but believe me, I was trying to write the 8 of clubs. All right, suck a dick. It actually says you will choose the 8 of clubs on the other side. Magic show. So here's how to do that very simply. You need a piece of paper. On one side, you write, you will choose the 8 of clubs or whatever card you want to use. In this case, we are using the 8 of clubs. So I wrote, you will choose the 8 of clubs on this side. You don't have to do this silly gag thing like I did here, but it's up to you. Whatever card you're going to use, you write that on the piece of paper here. You fold it up. You stick it inside the envelope. If you can get an envelope that it'll fit in, this is even better. So you stick it in an envelope. This is just an ordinary envelope, right? Then the card that you wrote down, you remove that from the deck. In this case, it's the 8 of clubs. You stick that on the bottom of the envelope and set it aside. You want to leave it slightly hanging off the edge of the table because if it's just flat like this, because you're going to pick it up with the card already underneath the envelope. You're picking both up as one, okay? You're picking 2 up as 1, right? So you want just a little, just hanging off just a little bit. And then everything else is just acting. So regular deck, like I said, you can have it shuffled. It doesn't matter. All you do is you just start dealing down, whatever. And whenever they say stop, now you don't want a perfect pile. Like, you don't want it all squared up. Because when you place the envelope on the pile, you're putting the card on top with the envelope. And if you have it all perfect and squared up like this, and you put it down, it might, it just might look a little goofy, right? So it's better to have just kind of a little disheveledness to your pile. So they say stop. You pick up the envelope with the 8 of clubs underneath it. That goes down on top. It's here, right? Then you distract them for a minute by saying, look, you could have stopped here, here, blah, 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 here, 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 here. Any of these, whatever. Let's see where you stopped. You can have them take the card and look at it, turn it over. It doesn't matter. You can have them take the envelope because it should be sealed, so they're not going to sneak a peek, accidentally ahead of time. You have them hold on to the envelope and open it. Then they take out the piece of paper. You show that sealed inside the only piece of paper was the one that you wrote where you predicted you will choose the 8 of clubs. And you just did a miracle. You just did a miracle. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise Jesus. So that's an easy little magic trick that you can do. Again, as always, with a little bit of practice. Things that you have laying around the house. And just try it a couple times. Just play around and practice with it. And then when you start showing it to people, don't tell them how to do it. That's kind of the obvious thing. I'm allowed to show you how to do it because that's the whole point of this segment. But you can't tell them how to do it. That's just rude. That's not good. Magic in this situation is more like do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. Like basically to have the same mentality John Lennon had and Hillary Clinton. Do as I say, not as I do. So that's pretty much it. That's where we are now getting down to what I said is the end now, pretty much, of this week's interactive live stream with the Strange and Unusual show. So I wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for sharing. If you enjoyed this week's live chat, slam and smash the heart, slam and smash the thumbs up right down there at the bottom, and let me know that you guys enjoyed it, because I appreciate you taking the time and coming to hang out with me. And again, any sort of weird video clips or anything like that, children's books you want me to read for Anti-Conjuror story time, go ahead, send it to info@dansperry.com. We're here, as always, live from our good friends and family here at AV Vegas in Las Vegas. They hook us up and help us out with the Anti-Gaming Gaming Show. They have hooked me up and helped me out with past live streams, video stuff, all of my tour stuff. If you're a band, if you're a DJ, if you're an artist of any kind like that, always hit up AV Vegas, whether you're coming into town, through town, or on tour. They got you hooked up. So speaking of bands, though, as always, I like to leave with a little bit of music, and one of my favorite bands ever, one of the bands that was really influential on me and stuff when I was younger and growing up, and still to this day, it's a band called MXPX. They just released an entire live show on their YouTube. Man, they just do a great job. That's all I can say. These are guys that I've been watching for forever, and they're kind of at that point where they're getting older, right? And they now they have kids and whatever. But man, they still got it. They haven't missed a beat. They haven't lost it. They still got it. When this is all said and done and we can actually start interacting with each other at fun things like concerts and shows and things like that, if MXPX is coming through your area, do not miss an opportunity to see MXPX. This song is called Middle Name. It's actually the first MXPX song I learned how to play on bass guitar, so I wanted to share that with you. So this is MXPX Middle Name as we get ready to fade to black. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Love you, mean it. My name's Shock Illusionist, Dan Sperry, the Anti-Conjuror. Don't forget to tune in 5:30-ish to twitch.tv/anti-gaming gaming show as me and the boys come back strong and go crazy on Fortnite. This week we have a special guest with us in the studio, playing with us. Justin is unfortunately busy. He has some things. He'll be out this week, but our good friend Jason Bainey, fellow magician, amazing creator, coming in to join us live in the studio, along with, as always, Joey Simpson and Jake Rober. And we're going to be there just doing nothing but utter buffoonery. So here we go, MXPX Middle Name. We'll see you guys later. Love you, mean it. Nighty-night!
Everybody, come on. Well, it's great to be here. We're MXPX. We're going to play live in general, front to back. We're not going to have a lot of time to talk, all right? We're going to get to it. All right, here we go. Us.